back. And today we're talking about our recent trip to Disney World.
Yes.
So let's go.
I gotta know, when can we do this again?
All right.
Okay.
Just trying to do a quick post. So yeah, we have not done a live stream in a long time.
No, we are back, guys.
Yeah.
Took a little time off.
Just gets a little chaotic with like the holidays and the end of the year. So we were gonna try and do streams every Sunday. That was our plan. We used to do them every Wednesday, and then we were gonna do streams once a month on Sundays, and it just didn't really happen.
Yeah.
So more often than not, we'd wake up and be like, I don't really want to do a stream.
Welcome in, William. Thanks for joining us. And hey, Amy, thanks for hopping on.
So yeah, so we'll see. I don't know what our streaming plans are for the new year yet.
Yeah.
We still need to kind of figure out a plan if we were going to try and still do like once a month or what. But we did want to get on and do a stream and just kind of share the experience that we had on our most recent trip to Disney. So we did a Christmas trip to Disney, which we've been wanting to do for a long time.
Yep.
And it just kind of kept getting postponed because of
pandemic.
Yeah.
You know.
So we decided to go this year with my parents. And it also worked out well because of where Christmas fell this year, with it being on a Saturday. I work in K-12, so I had the whole week leading up to Christmas off. So we ended up going down December 16th. We flew down, and then we came back on the 22nd. So it was nice. We were still able to be home for Christmas. The timing was just kind of felt really perfect. It's a
Francisco.
trip.
Thanks
Hey,
for
Francisco.
hopping on.
So it's a trip I've been wanting to do with my parents for a long time. Like I really wanted to take them to Disney at Christmas time, to Disney World at Christmas time specifically. We still want to do Disneyland at Christmas with them. We've done Disneyland at Christmas time once.
Yeah.
I can't even remember why we were there over Christmas time. But you and I were there over Christmas time.
Well, it's your birthday. It was when we went on the cruise.
No, Disneyland.
Oh, Disneyland. Oh.
Remember we were there because we watched the parade and we got to see all the lights on Small World. I don't remember why we were in Disneyland around Christmas time. I think it was that Moonlight Magic that they did in November.
Right.
Yeah, that we just flew out for real quick.
Yep.
Anyway,
we
still want to do Disneyland at Christmas again, but we really wanted to do this trip with my parents, and we had the very first time I ever went to Disney World. I was in 5th grade, and we went during the 25th anniversary, me and my parents. So that was kind of this full circle moment. And then there was also some other, just timing wise, I turned 35 this year. So that was kind of I don't know, a full circle thing too. Because I think, I don't know. Well, it was the anniversary of Beauty and the Beast. Well, this year, the 30th. So I was 5 when Beauty and the Beast came out. Now I'm 35 and our son's 5. So that was there was just some kind of timing things with that just made it extra special. So we forged forward with going on this trip. I will say, and it was not as magical as I think we had hoped. In some ways, I wish we would have not gone. And that's maybe the first time I've ever said that about a Disney trip ever.
Yeah.
In my life, of all the Disney things we've done.
I think part of it was just, the travel after having not traveled for so long.
We've done
traveled
some traveling, but it was the first time my parents were kind of traveling post-pandemic. So that was a little stressful.
And that's a stressful trip.
Yeah.
Already. Going to Disney is generally a little bit more stressful than your average vacation.
More, to take on. And I don't know, like just like the magic wasn't as prevalent
Mhm.
on this particular trip.
Well, I think I worded it. I have the very best wording for it. Is there were still a bunch of cast members, but then there were also a bunch of employees. And I know they
Yeah.
call their employees cast members, but there's a difference. A cast member
Right.
has been there a while. They get the Disney vibe. And I definitely felt like some of the cast members were just employees. They were just showing up.
Yeah. It just like, I think it hit home.
Yeah.
Like we always have said that. Everybody always says that about Disney. Like the cast members are what make Disney magical. And I think this trip
Proves that.
really proved that
Yeah.
to us.
Proves how valuable
now that's
it
not
is.
to say that we didn't have like some magical
Oh,
moments.
we had great magical moments. We had
But
great cast
It
members.
just was a different vibe
Mhm.
than we're used
Yeah.
to in Disney.
And the nice thing is, I mean, they'll either get rid of the employees that won't meet the cast member bar, or they will eventually learn how to be cast members.
Yeah.
There are a bunch of new cast members there.
And there's
that was
new
obvious.
people that
There's new people everywhere.
were great.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It was also our first time using Genie Plus, so we'll talk a little bit about that.
Yep. Rail on that.
To say I was like lividly furious is an understatement. That was not a great experience with Genie Plus. But yeah, we learned a lot on this trip. It was definitely one of those trips I feel like you kind of like reflect on and you're like, okay, like learn something.
Mhm.
So, but it was off to a great start. So we flew down on the 16th. It was a Thursday before Christmas week. And we had no flight delays, which was amazing.
That's amazing. Yep.
Because I will say right now, traveling, like, it's just really stressful because you just don't know, like, if your flight's going to get canceled or if it's going to get delayed or if it's going to be so overbooked that you're bumped or somebody goes crazy on the plane. Like,
on the flight out, it was overbooked.
it was overbooked. They were
offering $600 flight credit per person plus a refund of your ticket that day, and they'll book you for no cost.
6 people.
And they wanted 6 people, so they were willing to hand out $3,600.
Now I think that was more so because that Wednesday before we had like 100-mile-per-hour winds.
Yeah.
So it kind of delayed and canceled some flights because of the winds. So I think that was more so an after effect of weather impacting flights, that then they like had our flight overbooked because they were trying to get people off from the day before. So, but other than that, I think we were running about 20 minutes late taking off, but then he made up time in the air and we ended up getting in 10 minutes early.
Yeah. Again, that wind helps when you're heading east.
So, yeah, we really had like a no drama flight on the way down, which was nice. We got in on time. We got our rental car. We ended up getting a minivan on this trip because we knew like there was going to be 5 of us plus luggage. We did not bring the stroller on this trip. We'll talk about that. But we had decided that, like, you know, while he's 5, he's done a lot of this stuff. This was going to be his first like big boy trip, not in a stroller. So, and to save room in the car, like just with like suitcases and maneuvering things, it's a lot to like get the stroller in there. So we just decided like we're going to go without the stroller and see how he does. So the first day we got there, we went and checked into our hotel. We stayed at the Element Orlando, right over by SeaWorld. Right? That was where we were. Yeah.
Yep. Element, right? It's like right diagonal from Mako.
Yeah.
In SeaWorld, you look out our window and there goes Mako.
Yeah. And it was really, really nice. It's like a brand new hotel. So there's like an Element and an Aloft, like kind of right together. And it was really a nice hotel. Like our room was really nice. Everything was really clean. Everybody was really friendly. So that was really nice. And basically we just kind of got settled in. If you watched our Elf on the Shelf video that we put up yesterday, we did bring Elf on the Shelf, or Elf on the Shelf joined us on this trip, I should say. So he like surprised us and was in the suitcase. So that was like a whole other element of traveling at Christmas, was some of the like traditions and fun things that we like to do for Christmas.
We made the decision to
Yeah.
continue those traditions
Yeah, so
in the hotel room.
those traditions came along for the trip. So so that was nice. So we did that. And then that night we went into Epcot. So we went and did an Epcot night. We met up with Russ from Around the World with Russ. And we got to go see the candlelight processional. So it was really nice. Like it was nice timing. Like we were able to get to Epcot. We did park like at the very end of the Epcot parking lot, but I don't know, Epcot's just not that big of a deal, even when you have to park far, far, far away, unlike Magic Kingdom. So it was just nice. We could like take our time and like literally walk in. We got some really nice pictures. And then we had booked to do dinner at
Garden Grill
with the candlelight processional package. So we were there. We were like on time.
Yeah.
Dare say it. We were even a little early
Yeah.
for our dining reservation. So that was nice. We got to go have really nice dinner. Wally loves Chippendale and Pluto. They are his like hands down favorite characters. So I just knew he was really going to enjoy Garden Grill. And we'd been to Garden Grill once when he was really little. I think the trip like when he was 2. So it was really fun to like get to do that with him, and he was really excited to see all the characters, and he thought it was really cool that like we rotated. And they do a really nice job there with like food allergies. So really like we ate well, like we had a really nice meal. We weren't hangry by any means. I felt like we all got like good food that filled our bellies, and was able to accommodate all of our food allergies. So that was really nice. And they actually had the 50th anniversary lemonades there with the like little.
Yeah, there was one of the few places on property that still had them.
Yeah.
So
that was really, really nice that well, I got to do one of those. It was just like kind of a really perfect like start to our trip. And then we went over and did candlelight processional. Had really good seats for that. It was really nice. It was just like a really beautiful night in Epcot. The weather was perfect. And then we got to see Harmonious for the first time.
Yep.
So, and we had watched the stream of Harmonious, and we weren't like overly impressed with it, but it is definitely a show that like in person, I think has like, I don't know, more feels, I guess. It's not Illuminations.
Yeah.
It's a totally different vibe, but
it's more of a party vibe.
Yeah, but I liked that it was like lively and fun and like singing and stuff. So
Amy, did you ever taste the lemonade?
I never did. Wally loved it. Like loved
but
it.
It's just that generic Disney Minute Maid.
It's just their lemonade with a sugar bomb in it.
Yeah.
so I mean, from his perspective, it was like a super extra sugary lemonade. He loved it. And he got the is it blueberry?
I think it was blueberry, yeah.
The blue one?
Yep.
Yeah, because it's like there's different flavors, like the strawberry, blueberry. I don't know what the other ones are, but they had the blueberry one at Garden Grill. And he loved it. So, but I didn't want any because I knew it would be like an over like
it would be
sugar
the
bomb.
Crappy Minute Maid lemonade with a sugar bomb.
Yeah. So I didn't really like care to try it. But
the cup's really cool.
Yeah, it was super fun for a kid, and the cup is really nice.
And they either cleaned it out or did they bring us a new cup?
I think he just like washed it out for us.
Okay, I couldn't remember, but our server
like wrapped it up in 50th anniversary tissue paper.
Yeah.
So I mean that was really, really nice.
Yeah, I mean usually you get a cup like that, then you're running a bathroom afterwards to clean it out. Nope, server took it, cleaned it out, and brought it back wrapped up.
And our server was fantastic.
Yeah.
All
the service at Garden Grill was fantastic. The check-in folks and everyone. Because that was where the lady.
We were because they have the penny machines over there too.
Jonelle.
Wally was really excited to do the pennies on this trip. Like he wanted to try and get as many of the 50th pennies as possible. So we'll show you that. But they have a lot of those penny machines, and so he was doing them over there. And then she walked over and was like, at the end of the night when we clean out the penny machines, they always give us all the like ones that got stuck in the machine or like fell on the bottom, and then we can do whatever we want with them. So she gave him like
She brought him a whole
Like,
collection,
I don't know,
basically.
it was like 6 or 7
Yeah.
pennies. So that was really nice. So that's, I mean, like, that was like a little magical
Yep.
moment, you know.
Again,
Um,
I'm pretty sure that she'd been there a long time. You
Yeah.
know, a long time cast member.
Yeah.
You know, because she had multiple pins, and that usually indicates they've been there long time. And she's a cast member.
Yeah.
I mean,
So it was a really nice experience. And then just had a really nice night in Epcot.
Mhm.
And then the next day we actually did SeaWorld.
well, sorry, I had interrupted you. You were talking about Harmonious.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Well, yeah, I mean, we liked it. I think it's a good change for Epcot.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's nice addition to the park. I think it's nice for this new like era of
Could have probably
Disney.
done without the tacos or Seagate. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know. The second time we watched it, I was like, okay, I can see the value of having these. And
Yeah.
when they do special things on them, like for New Year's Eve, I think New Year's Eve too, like when they did the New Year's Eve fireworks,
yes.
I was like, okay, this totally like validates having these barges and kind of this permanent thing, because you can do some good stuff with it. And I think if they truly do that and they're willing to like kind of do some fun different stuff with it, like I really hope next year they'll maybe bring a Christmas finale to the fireworks, like they used to do with Illuminations. I think it'd be really cool if they had a Christmas finale on Harmonious.
Yeah.
So I think it gives them a lot of room
Yeah, to
play around and to grow and to change things
Yep.
continuously, which is nice. So if they truly do that, then I think it's worth it.
as well as when the barges are lit up during the day, if they're projecting like the 50th logo on them or anything, then it makes sense. If they're just sitting there black,
I know, yeah.
they're kind of an eyesore. But if they have like something on them, they actually don't look.
Yeah.
They don't look bad.
Yeah.
You do need. You know, we watched it that first night from. Was it Japan? Where did we watch it from?
Yeah, it was Japan.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we watched it from the Japan pavilion. So again, on the opposite back end. I really do feel like it's a show you have to watch from either somewhere in that America pavilion space, over in the international, not international gateway, in the between the two gift stores, the trading posts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So you
don't
have
know
you have to watch it somewhere
the
straight.
plaza area.
Yeah, plaza. So.
Hey
Sheree, thanks for hopping on.
Yeah, Amy said like the fountains and barges are supposed to be on during the day, but I've never really seen them on. So
Yeah, I think I saw it once.
yeah,
when they were
I mean, I
on.
know like for the race this weekend, they've been like lighting them up and having like messages and stuff on.
We had
them,
when the
so-
race went through, they actually fired up the arms and had those shooting water in the air. That was kind of exciting.
So that's kind of nice.
Yeah.
So Epcot, that was great. Like first night in Epcot, and then the next day we did SeaWorld, and that was really fun. We've never done SeaWorld before, and our hotel was like literally like across the street from SeaWorld. Like Mark said, you could see the Maku coaster like right out of our window. So it was cool that it was like right there. So we got to go and do SeaWorld with Russ, and we really like did a lot. we packed it in. We got to see like all the big shows, and Wally got to see the stingrays, of course. He was very disappointed because there was not a single like plushy stingray in the entire park.
Yeah, they
Like-
only had one stingray like souvenir item, and that was like a little tiny keychain thing.
Yeah, he like really wanted to get a stingray from SeaWorld because he has like a whole stingray plush collection, and they like didn't have any in the whole park. So, and I don't know if that's like typical or if it's again just like an impact of kind of like what everybody's facing.
Supply chain issues.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if that's what it was or if they just don't sell a lot of stingrays. I don't know. But yeah, it was fun to go do that. I mean, Wally loves ocean life and all those things. So it was really, really fun to get to see all the shows. He's not tall enough to ride any of the coasters. He did ride one of the coasters in the Sesame Street place. So we got to do that one, Grover's. I think we have. Did we get a picture from that? No, I think we have a picture from that, but not a printout. But what I really loved was all the Christmas stuff. I thought it was really, really cool. And like SeaWorld really nailed the Christmas game.
Yep.
And I mean, I think that I don't know if they're always like that or if it's like they've kind of stepped up their game, but it was really fantastic. Like the little Christmas village was super cute. Wally, of course, wanted to go spend time with the train. They like a big like train village. And when we went in the morning, we did the Christmas breakfast with Elmo. And so we walked by that in the morning, and then that was like all he wanted all day. He just wanted to go back to the trains, but they don't start running until like 5. So he was very happy when it was finally 5 o'clock and he could go hang out with the trains.
I think he hung out there for at least 45 minutes to an hour.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just chasing.
Because Russ and I went and rode a roller coaster, and
and then there was an epic crash. Like one of the trains derailed, and so then he was like
I'm trying to remember, did it derail or did a piece of it like get left behind and then the train went all the way? I think that's what happened. I think a piece of it got derailed or disconnected, and the rest of the train went around and smashed into the backside of it.
Very excited about it. So Wally's hanging with my parents today, so he had a sleepover last night, so he's still like having fun. So he's not here for the stream today, but we were talking like we might have to do another stream with him here because
where he can
tell you all the story. He could tell you exactly what happened to the train.
Yeah. For hours.
But yeah, their Christmas celebration in SeaWorld was really phenomenal. We ended up they had a Black Friday deal, and they had like the VIP like seating in front of the line pass that we got for $15.
Yeah, that was
and like typically you probably wouldn't really need it for seating for shows and even the rides. Like it was pretty quiet.
Hey Mike, thanks for hopping on.
The day we were there.
Glad we can provide you some entertainment while you're cleaning up the house on a Sunday. Thanks for hopping on.
So yeah, probably you wouldn't really need it. And like we paid $15 for it.
Yeah.
I probably would not pay more than $15 for it. I think on a typical day, it's like $70 or $80. But it was nice for the Christmas stuff.
Yes.
Because we like, did all the things like right up until the minute that they were happening. And then we were able to do like walk in and go and get really, really good seats for the ice skating show about 5 minutes before it started.
Yes. Yeah.
So that was like worth the price just for that at the end of the day.
Yep. And we also paid for the VIP photo pass.
Yeah, we did the photo pass for Santa. It was Santa and Rudolph and friends.
Yep.
So that allowed us to go get like front of the line for Santa. And that was like a really phenomenal experience.
That was amazing.
Yeah, like the Santa photos like were so magical. And we were like so mystified by the whole thing that we like never asked for a whole family photo.
Forgot to take a whole family photo.
We just like, Wally was like so
Wally and Santa were so into it, and they were just having a great conversation, and we were, both of our jaws were just on the ground like, it's Santa.
So then we walked out and we're like, oh, we never got a family picture. And so we like asked the lady, I'm like, this is like a super pain in the butt, but like, can we just go around and go through one more time so we could get a whole family picture? We forgot. And she was like, oh my gosh, don't even worry about it. Like, I'm not going to make you go around. Like, just stand here and then we'll get you in when the next family comes out. And they were so sweet about it. And then we went in again and like they did this whole like photo shoot with us, which was extra magical. And that was really
If you have some
phenomenal.
Of the pictures, we should.
Yeah, I could put some up on the screen. So that was really cool. And then they also had Rudolph and friends, and they had like the whole little like storybook village with Rudolph. And that was really, really cute. We did do the like
and specifically nice for us that we had that, Rudolph and friends picture package because we were, kind of getting everything rammed into the end of the day, and it was nice to just like go to the VIP spot. They'd let you in, take the picture, and then you'd go on to the next one.
Oh my gosh, they're so cute. Can I just like share?
Yes, I think if you
let me go
there. Yep.
Here
and share
and do share
screen.
screen.
Yep. And then you pick a window.
So we had all these like super cute pictures of Santa. Like they did one where we're like pretend like you're on a roller coaster. like pretend like you're the reindeer. And then I just did like a nice one. He was like the sweetest Santa. It was just very, very magical. So definitely would suggest doing SeaWorld at Christmas time. It was just extra magical. Oh yeah, and we have the Rudolph ones too.
I'll show those.
I can do these. So then the Rudolph area was super cute, and we had met like Rudolph and friends. So we'd met Bumble and Rudolph when they were at the Gaylord. When was that? Like 2018. So Wally kind of like already knew like Rudolph and stuff, and that was really fun to get a picture with Rudolph. And
I like this one a lot.
Bumble was so fun. You really like that.
I think Wally was really hamming that up too.
Yeah.
Wally was doing good.
And the lady at the Santa photo spot was really helpful. She was like, because you guys paid for the like photo packages, because we got printouts. So with our photo package that we had, like we got to do a printout with Santa and a printout with Rudolph. But she said, since you have that and you have all these nice pictures, like you should just at the end of the day pay to get the photo pass, and then you'll get all of your pictures. And so we ended up adding that on at the end of the day, and it was really nice. And then we got like
that's how we have all these digital.
Yeah, we got all the ones from
downloads.
like
this one's a fun
Sesame
picture.
Street.
We did the Sesame Street breakfast,
which was nice. I would like
the food is horrible.
The food is really
There's
bad.
no other
I
way
mean,
to-
if you have any food allergies, I would not
people at our
recommend
table.
it.
I mean, Russ, people at our table.
But even like other people at our table that have no food allergies were like, this food's pretty
bad.
So
and because I
so-
mean, you know, my food allergy list.
you
is to
literally
extent-
had,
I literally had
a plate of
some-
bacon.
Plate of bacon.
That was it. So I would not recommend SeaWorld for the food. I would say it was not the best. I mean, one of the reasons why we personally really love going to Disney is for the food. And because we do have so many food allergies, Disney is just a very safe place for us. Like we know we're going to eat, and we know we're going to eat really well. So from that perspective, I would not give 2 thumbs up to SeaWorld. And the cast members that we did mention or ask, like, hey, like we have food allergies, they literally looked at me with like terror in their eyes, like, I don't know what to do. So that was interesting.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Here,
We
hold on.
went and saw the all the animals. At the end of the day, we went and saw the walruses were swimming around, and he just like sat right in front of Wally and put his like walrus butt
Walrus
right up
butt
against the
window.
window. That was funny.
Yeah.
The animals were great. Like it really was fun. And like all the animal exhibits are just, they're really amazing. Like
We went and did all the shows.
yeah, we did the dolphin show, we did the otter show, we did the
Orca
killer
show.
whale show, the orca show. I think those were the only
Mhm.
3 that we made it to. There's one other one. And then Wally didn't want to go through the shark exhibit because he doesn't like sharks, because he loves stingrays, and because sharks eat stingrays, he's like very anti-shark. So we did not go through the like shark exhibit.
Yeah.
And I think there was one, we didn't do the penguins either. And those were the 2 that we never like made it to. But it was really fun. I really liked it. I would go back to SeaWorld. For me, the rides are not like anything I care about, because I'm not
You're not going to do them.
I'm not a thrill ride
Yeah.
junkie. I don't really care for roller coasters. Like I do roller coasters at Disney because of the theming, not because of the like thrill. So there's really not any rides in SeaWorld that I would want to ride.
Yeah.
Russ tried to convince us to do some of the water rides, but
No.
we're not like huge
I'm not a
water ride
water ride
fans.
person at all.
So, and the drops were like very big. So, but we just enjoyed like being in the park. It's just a very beautiful park, and it was fun to see the animals. And I just really enjoyed the Christmas stuff. I think
I mean,
for me, the highlight of SeaWorld was the Christmas stuff.
yeah.
So,
We ever
I know it was so weird. So we went to the SeaWorld store in the airport, and they had one, but it wasn't anything exciting.
Yeah.
So it was so strange. I thought for sure they'd have like all kinds of stingrays, because he's gotten stingrays, stuffed stingrays at our zoo here, because they have a stingray petting area. And
they routinely cycle through them there. They have different ones. So every time we
and-
go, we have to get one.
Oh my gosh, I think he has like a dozen.
Oh no, he has way more than that. He's up to at least 20.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
yeah.
got a lot of different stuff stingray. So I just thought like SeaWorld would be like that, the mecca to find the coolest.
We did get
stingray
the Shamu with the
little Santa hat on it. So that was cute. It was a fun memory.
yeah. They actually we saw the icebreaker because
Yeah.
it wraps around that backside where the show arena is. So
And I get it. Like I think if you really, and I've heard from people that like the coasters are really smooth. Like you really enjoyed at the end of the day. You guys went on.
and it was Mako.
Was it Mako? Because you did the two. You did Mako and you did whatever was the other one called.
Yep,
The shark one.
the shark one. Yeah,
Was that Mako? I don't know. You did two of the SeaWorld coasters, and you really liked them, and you really liked the one at the end where you like lay down.
Yeah.
And I think they're really smooth coasters. So I think if you are a coaster person, I've heard that it really is like a great coaster park.
yeah.
I personally am not a coaster person. Kraken, you did.
Manta. No, Manta.
Or Manta.
Yeah.
But you did Kraken earlier in the day, didn't you? Or you never
No.
made it over to Kraken?
No, not Kraken. We did Mako.
You didn't make
Mako's the one that's that's when it gave me vertigo.
Oh yeah.
Because it's
like,
zero G, so many of them.
Yeah.
But then
You did Manta at the end of the night.
Manta we did at the end of the night.
And that one you really liked.
I've never done a lay down roller coaster before.
Yeah.
So just you're experiencing different sensations
Mhm.
because of how you're laying.
So it was fun. It was fun to go do something different, because we typically just do Disney when we're down in Orlando. I think just having an annual pass, like that's just kind of been what we've done. We do want to do like Legoland with Wally. We're talking about maybe doing that this June. We'll see. Yeah, it was fun to go do something different, and it was super convenient to be like right there by our hotel. So.
That's right. They were painting Kraken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
They were
Yep.
painting it.
Yep. So that was fun. You got to do the two big coasters, which was nice. And we did have that front of the line pass, but like you said, you didn't need it at all
Yeah.
for the coasters. Like they were pretty much walk-ons,
Yep.
which is just mind-boggling. Doing Disney, like you're just not used to that at all.
Mike said he was there 2 days prior
Oh,
to
nice.
us.
Nice.
That's exciting, Mike. Next time we're down there and
Yeah.
it's just us and Wally, we gotta get together with you. So
It was a hard trip to coordinate, like getting
yeah, we really, I
together
mean,
with
just
people.
Russ basically was the only person we got together with.
Yeah.
Because we were with your parents, and it was tough. To
So we saw
coordinate.
Russ in Epcot, we saw him in SeaWorld.
Yep.
And then the rest of the trip was like family. So that was, let's see, we got in Thursday, we did Epcot. Friday we did SeaWorld. And then Saturday we transferred over to
Saratoga Springs.
Saratoga
Resort,
Springs.
SSR.
So we my parents came in on Friday. They drove down on Friday. My mom has a good friend in Naples, and so they went and spent some time down there. And then they came up on Friday, and then we like all moved over together on Saturday to Saratoga. And so that was we didn't have any plans for that day. So we were just going to we kind of kept shifting our plans.
Yeah.
But we were going to do breakfast and do like a monorail resort tour. And then we ended up kind of changing that up. And my parents ended up going to dinner over at Grand Floridian on Friday night while
Yep.
we were in SeaWorld. And then Saturday, we just kind of like hung out at the hotel, got packed up, and then we went to Disney Springs and did brunch at Raglan Road. So that was really nice. It was a beautiful day in Disney Springs. Really like beautiful weather. It wasn't
it's such a
overly
gorgeous
hot.
day.
Like, was really, really
Nice sun
great.
with some random clouds coming through to keep it cool.
Yep.
But still very warm.
Yeah.
Um,
So we did Raglan.
great seats for Raglan. They're
Yeah.
like right in between the center
Yeah, like the
dancing
stage was
podium,
right
and the
behind
stage
us.
was right
Mhm.
right behind us.
It was
So,
great. So we
yeah.
had like great food.
Great food.
Yeah, my mom and I
Great
split
food.
the scallops, which was really fun. We got the strawberry lime cider, which is one of my favorite things that they have there on their brunch menu. So that was really, really fun. Of course, they had like the live music, and then we just kind of like strolled around downtown. And we were kind of we were waiting for our room to be ready and weren't really sure what we were going to do. And then Mark and my dad and Wally
went over to watch the amphicars take off.
Yeah. And so they were just like having a big time with that and really enjoying it. And then I was like, what if we do an amphicar? Like, we've talked about it and it'd be really fun to do. So we decided to go for it. So we went for it. And they do have a DVC discount on it. So it was 20% off.
Come to find out, the tree trail discount would have been a little bit more. But
yeah. And I don't know if they would have let us double dip that,
I don't know.
It's okay.
Yep. We had a lot of fun.
We had a lot of fun. So we got to do and Wally just oh my gosh, he was having a blast.
Little packed in the back, you guys were.
Yeah. And so I will say that if you're a party of 5, if you have
the
a
fifth
kid,
one has to be under.
He has to be able to be on the lap, and I think it has to be under 50 pounds.
Yeah. But even then, this back row, your poor mom, the seat was rammed into her knees, and
yeah, but it wasn't uncomfortable.
No.
And I think we were fine. But yeah, just know that if you are greater than 4 people, and even at 4 people, you're going to be a little squished in there, but greater than 4, you have to have a lap child.
I mean, look at that.
Yeah. That gets it on the map. But it was really beautiful. It was such a fun day. Wally had so much fun. Our captain was great. He was lots of fun.
Yeah.
And we just decided to go for it too because the weather was nice. We're like, well, maybe we'll do it on our last day when we come back. But then we didn't want to risk what if the weather wasn't nice? And it was much colder.
And that did happen. I mean, it was completely sunny. So this day it wasn't sunny. It was pretty clouded over, but it was still 80 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
On the day we were departing, when we were in Disney Springs, it was sunny, but it was
cold,
40, 50 degrees.
Yeah.
I mean,
so
it was
cold. Worked out really well. So we would definitely suggest doing the ampicars.
Yeah.
It was a blast.
It was a blast.
It was so fun and just I don't know.
Especially if you have people in your party that just kind of like that.
Oh, my dad's he's knows all.
Yeah, I mean, look at
he knew somebody that had an amphicar. He knew somebody that from our hometown that actually had one of the amphicars. So he just really enjoyed talking about it and getting to hear more about the history of it and stuff. So it was really, really a fun experience. So that was awesome. We had a nice time in Disney Springs, and then we got checked into our room at Saratoga, and beautiful room. We had a 1-bedroom, newly remodeled. It was really great because they have the table beds instead of the pull-out sofa beds now, which is super nice.
Yeah, the Murphy beds. Yeah.
Yeah, much nicer. But then, unfortunately, Wally got hurt in the hotel room. So
at first,
that was a little traumatic, and we were
not in a permanent injury kind of way, but certainly
it
derailed the trip slightly.
And it was scary and stressful, and
yeah.
So
thankfully, through work, I have a teledoc service. We hopped on the teledoc. Mm-hmm. They gave us tips on what we needed to do, and we did that.
Yep.
To kind of resolve the issue, but because we had not brought a stroller along,
we ended up reserving a stroller because he really wasn't
well, he just needed to be immobile. He needed to be immobile as much as you can immobilize a 5-year-old.
Yeah.
Which is an extremely difficult thing to do.
Yeah.
But he needed to not be mobile. He needed to be seated still and not moving.
Yep. So we did that, which was our first experience doing a stroller rental, and we used Kingdom strollers. I knew about that from my experience working with the travel agency. Like I knew they were a great company.
You booked that at 7 o'clock at night,
7 o'clock at night,
and the next morning at 7 a.m. they were dropping it off.
Yep. And
That's
it was super
impressive.
easy. Like you go, and they used to like leave it with the front.
Yeah.
You didn't have to, but now you do have to go.
Yep,
And
Disney
meet them.
won't let them leave it.
But it was really easy. I mean,
I was just impressed the fact that you could book it the night like
Yeah.
before, and they're dropping it off at 7 a.m. the next day.
it was very nice. So it was
That was impressive to me.
very convenient. That worked out. I think it was $70 to rent it for 4 days. So it wasn't terrible. And that was with the insurance too. I think
Yeah.
we got the insurance on it. So yeah, it was real reasonable and simple enough to do.
Yep.
So we did that, and then we were going to go to dinner, and so we had like a late, I think it was like 8:30 at Whispering Canyon over at Wilderness Lodge, because I really wanted to take my parents to Wilderness Lodge. So all this crazy stuff happened, and the timing was still okay, that we decided like, well, I think we all need to eat, we all need like a nice meal, we just need to be able to like relax a little bit. So we did drive over and do Wilderness Lodge and had just like a nice dinner at Whispering Canyon. We got to see the big Christmas tree. We did have a pretty magical moment over there because we weren't sure, like I couldn't remember what the timing was for when they do their s'mores pit, but we were able to go and do we went over to the s'more pit and they were done, and so we were just standing there, and one of the cast members like saw us and was like, "Oh, are you looking for something?" We're like, "Oh, yeah, we were gonna do s'mores," but we must have missed it. Like our timing's off, you know.
Because during the winter, because it gets darker earlier, they do s'mores earlier. So we're used to them doing it
Yeah,
in the
well,
summer
we're used to
at
being there in the summer
8
when it
o'clock
is like
at
8 o'clock
night.
at night. So, but yeah, so he was
wearing his s'mores
he was wearing his
shirt.
s'mores shirt that he had, his little Chippendale s'mores shirt that Russ got for us out at Fort Wilderness, which is really awesome because he loves Chippendale, he loves s'mores. So he had that on, and she noticed that, and she was like, "Oh, well, like just you guys stay here for a minute, I'll be right back." And then she came out with the cutest little like s'more kit. It was so
She came out and said Mickey had one more left.
She said that she went to the kitchen and Mickey had one left, and that he wanted to make sure that Wally got that. And so so that was really sweet. And he was, it was kind of like after a traumatic night and injury, it was like kind of this real sweet moment.
Yeah.
So that was really, really nice. So he got to have his little s'mores.
Food was great.
The food was really, really good. I just did the like burnt on nachos, which were really, really, really good. But yeah, it was just perfect. We sat in front of the fireplace, and then we did walk over to the Boulder Ridge lobby, because that's like our favorite place at Fort Wilderness. We got to show my parents all the like train memorabilia and that kind of stuff. So that was really, really nice. We got to go just have like a peaceful night, which I think we all needed after the trauma of the day.
Yeah.
So we did that. And then the next day was our first park day. And that it was just really stressful because I wasn't sure like when Wally got hurt. I was like, are we going to be able to do the parks still? Like, what are we going to do? Like, how is this going to work? Is he even going to be able to like go into the parks? Like, I just wasn't really sure. So, with the stroller, like we're like, okay, we're gonna do this. We'll just we'll just see what we can get done. So we didn't go into the park super early. We just had a very like slow morning, like made sure everybody was doing okay. We did get on in the morning and bought Genie Plus. Yep. And
we didn't get Rise though.
We did not, no, because Rise was gone.
Yeah, by the time we got around to,
I think we got on at like 7:30.
Yeah. Because
you got up at like 6:30 and went and got the stroller. And I think just like the like trauma of the accident, like we just weren't on our like A game. So we finally got on at 7:30, got Genie Plus.
Which that's a good thing to know. I mean, if you're wanting to do Rise, you got to be on there right at 7.
Because it was sold out. Yeah. And that's when you have to buy separate. So we booked Slinky Dog. But of course, like I went to go book it. It's at 11:30. And I said, okay, book it. And then it popped to my confirmation page, and we had
12:55 to
12:55
1:55.
to 1:55. And we had lunch reservation
At 1 o'clock.
Brown Derby at 1 o'clock. So I was like, well, what are we?
There's our first complaint with Genie
What do
Plus,
we do?
that the system's not smart enough to
Ugh.
realize it has overbooked you until after the fact, when it pops up and complains you have conflicting reservations. Like, sure do, Genie. Good job. Way to go.
So it was really stressful. I kept trying to like just see if something else would come up for Brown Derby to see if I could change it.
Try to change Slinky Dog.
Well, the other thing that's really frustrating about Genie Plus is you can't modify
change.
things.
Yeah, you can't modify. You can only release and go try to get
So
it again.
if you like look and it pops up and you're like, oh, they have this, I'm gonna try and get it. You have to go into your original reservation, cancel it,
Mhm.
then go back, and by then it's gone. So, and you can only book like every
2 hours, or unless you
every
use
2
it.
hours, but after the park opens.
Yep.
So you can get on at 7 and you can make your first one. But then Hollywood Studios didn't open till 9.
So 11.
So we couldn't get our next one until 11.
And oh, by the way, 11. I mean, we were lucky the day we went to Hollywood Studios. That was the first day Indiana Jones was back.
Yeah, so it was the very first day Indiana Jones.
The
was back. So we
11
went to the
o'clock
11
show.
o'clock show. So then that was really stressful because like the entire show, I was like, I felt like I had to be on
Well,
Genie Plus and watching
yeah.
it and like be prepared and watching the time and like ready to pick our next selection. And then we're trying to be at the show and enjoy the show.
Yeah,
and,
super disappointing that while you're trying to enjoy a show,
Mhm.
you have to have the phone up in front of you.
No, I will say, like, if we'd gotten on at 7, booked something for 9, went and done that right away at 9, then we could have gotten the next one. So you can either you can book your next one after you've redeemed,
Yeah.
or 2 hour every 2 hours.
Yeah.
And with the kind of like day and trip we were having, our time was like more leisurely. And because we wanted Slinky Dog, because that was like our priority, because that's Wally's favorite ride in Hollywood Studios, that was our priority to get Slinky Dog. And when we got on at 7:30, we got a 1 o'clock boarding time. So either way, we would have been in this boat of not being able to get anything else.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you could risk it, grab something for 9, do that at 9, and then at 9 try and get on and get Slinky. But I guarantee you by 9 o'clock, Slinky would be gone.
Yeah.
And it was pretty much gone by the time the park opened. Because I had also like done the chat feature in Disney in the app to try and figure out what our like options were going to be. Because we had like, my dad and I walked up to the main carriage house and I did ask customer service. I asked 2 different customer service people and they were like, I don't know, you're going to have to like go ask at the ride when you get into the park. Like they had no idea. So after 4 hours in the queue for the app, somebody finally was like they say, like, type out your question and when somebody's available, they'll answer. So I did, and like I wasn't like watching the app. Well, then finally it popped up like 4 hours later, and the person's like, how can I help you? And I was like, well, I already typed my whole question, but I didn't notice it until like 20 minutes later. And she was like getting ready to end the chat because I hadn't responded, because it doesn't like prompt you. So I like re-explained the whole thing. And then she's like, oh yeah, you're just going to have to cancel Slinky Dog and book another one. And I was like, well, I can't do that because it's
gone
for the day.
And then rolled out it's a live system, which I think was ingrained in the training to cast members when Genie Plus rolled out, was this phrase, well, because it's a live system.
Yeah.
No less than everyone we encountered and talked to who was a cast member about Genie Plus, they said that. Everyone.
And every other experience we've had. So like when we went down in September, we rope dropped the standby line or the walk-up line to get a reservation at Space 220.
Yep.
And we also had a reservation to do the preview for Ratatouille that day. And we ended up getting a time for Space 220
at the same time
as our Ratatouille window. And they told us, they're like, dining always has priority.
Yep.
Go to dining always,
Yep.
no matter what, go to dining and then bring your receipt. And if you miss your window, we will honor it. And so I thought, well, given that Genie Plus is a brand new system, given that I clicked on 11:30 and it gave me 1 o'clock, given that I didn't have any option to change, all these things, I'm sure they would honor it. And the lady via chat was like, nope. If you show up at Slinky Dog, they will turn you away. You need to cancel it and you need to rebook it. And she was adamant about it. And I asked her and, had a dialogue with her. And then she finally was like, this isn't really my job. I'm not here to support Genie Plus. You're going to have to ask somebody else.
Well, no,
and ended the chat.
it was because you suggested, you nicely suggested that she relay your comments to programming about the fact that Genie Plus double booked you. I mean, the system at bare minimum, like the old, I hate to say this, guys, the old Fast Pass system would have popped up and said, not going to let you do this. You're double booked.
Yeah.
It did that. We know it did that because we would see that.
Well, it would have never let you stack your Fast Passes.
It would never let you stack it, but it would
and
also,
it would give you 3 options. Do you want 11, 11:30, or 12?
And it wouldn't give you any options that were overlapping your dining.
So it's a very clumsy
implementation,
poorly coded.
And then at Hollywood Studios, it's even worse because they don't have many rides.
They don't. And so we were never able to get Mickey and Minnie's. We just ended up standing in line for that.
Yep.
We did get Slinky, and we got Millennium Aliens, a Millennium Falcon.
Yep. 3. So, I mean, when you're at Hollywood Studios, if you get Genie Plus, it's basically an individual lightning lane for 1 or 2 rides. Just consider it that. If you go into it considering I'm going to get 1 or 2 rides out of this, and if I get a third, I did great. Or you could do what you described, which is, book your first one for 9 a.m., get there, hit that, and pray that one of the other ones is open still.
Yeah. I mean, I think the best strategy for Genie Plus, if you want to get the most out of it, and I mean, I think we'll probably try it again this summer, just so we can try some different strategies with it. But is probably booking the earliest thing you can get, and then just being prepared to go hard.
But again, I think you would have missed out on Slinky Dog. I'm pretty sure Slinky Dog was.
And now maybe had I gotten on right at 7.
Well, and that's the other thing. If you can, 2 people or 2 devices, one doing the lightning lane for rides,
the individual,
and one doing the lightning.
So anyway,
lane.
It was just a very frustrating experience.
Well, and I think the other part that was frustrating too about it was they had, I mean, kind of both ways, but they had taken Mickey and Minnie's and put it as part of Genie Plus.
They had moved it that week, so it wasn't an individual purchase. Yeah. They had moved it into the pool of Lightning Lane, which I thought was going to be great. I'm getting more bang for my buck.
Yeah.
But it actually was worse because it was harder to get things. So I don't know. So we were encouraged to go to a customer service person by a friend that said you just need to go to the umbrella, and so we did.
We're told that because it's a live system, too bad.
She was very defensive. And
still, I mean, did she even confirm for us about the dining thing?
She was like, no.
Nope,
and she's like, it should have given you the option. It would have popped up and told you that. So that was your mistake.
And it didn't.
And I was like, okay, well, it didn't.
It didn't. I watched. I was over your shoulder. I was watching.
Yeah. And she's like, there's nothing we can do about it. It's a live system. So then finally she was like, I'll change it so you can have an anytime return for Slinky Dog. But she was very resistant and very defensive about the whole process. So it was a frustrating experience. There's people who really love Disney and have done Disney a bunch and are very bought into the Disney system. It was very disheartening. And not even I get it, it's new tech, it's going to have issues. But being a tech person, I know that it's for lack of deploying proper resources to code the app the way that it should be. It's lazy coding.
It's lazy coding.
And then their customer service approach with it is
it's a live system.
That it's a live system.
That doesn't explain the lazy coding, but
which everything in the world is a live system. And the defensive attitude was just really
Um,
frustrating.
I can confirm for you, Amy, that's not the case. You can get up, you can book that first one at 7, but unless you utilize that first fast pass when the park opens, fast pass, oh my gosh, Genie Plus.
Yeah. So,
Lightning
and I
Lane.
think that it just changed too. So, like prior to, I think if you were staying on resort, you could book like another one. Like if you book it at 7, and the park didn't open till later, like I think you could book your next one at 9, but they changed it to
Yeah.
2 hours after park open.
Yeah, and I can guarantee you that's what it was. We tried.
We tried, yeah.
We tried right away when park opened.
Because the
and
first day we didn't know that. So like we booked our first one at 7, and then like I was like on it. Like, okay, it's 8:59, it's 9 o'clock, you know, like
Yep.
right or 9:30 because we had we'd booked at 7:30. And so like at 9:30, I was like in the app
Yep, and it said no.
trying to do it, and it
said
said like you cannot book until
11.
11:35 or whatever it was.
That's right. It actually held you to that half hour.
Yeah.
That's right, because it was in the middle of Indiana Jones,
Yeah.
which I thought was interesting. Like even
Yeah.
though we booked at 7:30,
Uh-huh.
it held her to it held her like she had booked at 9:30.
9:30, yeah. Yeah. So it just was really
it said 2
frustrating.
hours after.
And I think it was frustrating because like nobody really knew. Like anybody you asked was like, well, I don't really know, you know, which I get, but it just was, I don't know. It was a very frustrating experience. So yeah. And then with Wally's injury, like we asked if there was like, what can we do, that we got this stroller for him, and he really like shouldn't be like walking and standing a lot. And again, the customer service agent was like very defensive. She was like, you should have gotten a wheelchair. That was a mistake that you booked a stroller.
She was emphatic that we had made a mistake booking the stroller.
And we're like, we already booked it. We got up at 6:30 this morning. We picked it up. She's like, well, that was a mistake. You should have gotten a wheelchair. And then finally it was like, well, if you can show me the child in the stroller, then we could do a line pass. And
they basically gave Wally a sticker that said his stroller is his wheelchair,
which they make. So I'm not sure why she was insistent that we needed a
yeah,
wheelchair.
and that we had. I mean, that we had to show him. I mean, so I did disclose to her what his medical injury was, just because by that point I was so hacked off that you're treating us this way, and I mean, we're not trying to pull a ruse over you.
Yeah.
You know, we're emphatically telling you our child is injured.
So anyway, it was a frustrating first day in the park, which was disheartening to us because again, like we love Disney. Like
she was an employee, not a cast member.
Yeah.
It
was very unfortunate that she was so like defensive about everything. And we were not being aggressive. We were not yelling. We were just trying to like share our story and our experience and, you know, try and find
trying to figure out how we can resolve this issue.
Like, and also
we have
just
a ride
giving
and
some
a dining.
feedback, like, hey, as people who are, you know,
technology inclined programmers,
well, have knowledge and background in this, but also are like avid Disney goers. Like this has been our experience. And I think the interesting thing for us on this trip, like having my parents along and having them on a 3-day park pass, like we have not done the parks for so long like that. We have annual passes. We have DVC. So we have a lot of like flexibility when we go. We know we're going back. We're not in a rush. Like we can, you know,
hey,
take
Cynthia,
our time.
thanks for hopping on.
Yeah, thanks for hopping on. So it was a different experience being there with 3-day park passes and feeling like, okay, we need to like do the parks in this amount of time, and which is the average person going to Disney. You know, and it was frustrating to have such a bad experience in that bucket of like we're the average park goers. Yeah. And that was our experience. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was kind of a like rocky trip. But we did have a really nice Hollywood Studios day.
Had a nice Hollywood Studios day. It was super cool to be at the first reopening of Indiana Jones.
That was really amazing.
And that was purely random. I mean, we got there, we're walking by.
Well, we knew
and
we wanted to do it that day, but like the timing just worked out that we ended up getting in
At
the
the very
park. We're
first
like,
show.
let's just go see the
Yep.
first Indiana Jones show.
Yep.
So that was really cool. There was a lot of emotion.
And we got there at a decent time in the standby queue, and
Yeah.
that worked out.
So that was nice. And we had a nice lunch at Hollywood Brown Derby, and it worked out. We got the Slinky Dog thing resolved.
Yeah.
We did the Frozen show. We did Slinky, Aliens, Toy Story Mania, and Millennium Falcon. Then we did Standby Line for Runaway Railway.
Yep.
So we ended up getting a lot in. We really didn't have any desire to do like Tower of Terror. Wally did that this summer for the first time, and he's like, nope, not a thing. So he was fine not doing Tower of Terror.
And I would say once we got the mobility sticker, the cast members were awesome.
Yeah, that really
about
helped.
what understanding what we needed. I mean, it was very clear to relay to them what this was, what it was for. We didn't have to we didn't have to say anything. They're just like, okay, go here. Yep. And we'd hop onto a ride or get ready to hop onto a ride, and they'd say, okay, how far can you go? And we'd share, and okay, hop him here, and the stroller will be at the end.
So if you do have
mobility issues, or you have an
something
injury
that
where you have a
happens
temporary
and you
mobility
need
issue,
to do that.
they're really good.
Yeah. And I mean, she wrote the dates on the tag of the stroller, so, it's not like we could have like held on to it and like abused the system or something, I mean, I think if you need it, it's there, and we needed it on this trip. And I think that it was the right thing to do. I think that Wally was able to heal because he had that, and we were able to still do our trip. So, so that was good. And then the next day was our Magic Kingdom day, which was kind of a little bit of a train wreck. We decided to we had breakfast at Steakhouse 71, which was absolutely amazing.
Absolutely amazing.
Like, would totally recommend it.
Yep. I mean, we used to love the wave too, but the food is like even really 10 times better than the really good food that the wave had.
So we did that, and then we did a little monorail crawl because Wally loves the monorail. So we hopped on the monorail. We did the gift shops at Contemporary because I feel like I think that of all the gift shops at Disney, the two stores at Contemporary are just some of the best. Like, they have the best pin selection. I really wanted to get Wally the Pirates Battleship game, and I was like on the lookout for it, and I'd been in gift shops and I'd been in our resorts and stuff, and I hadn't seen it, but I did find it there. And I think that's the only place I saw it the entire trip. So that was good. We had a good shopping day. And then we went over to the Polynesian and went to their gift shop. And I did get the 50th anniversary Poly ears. So, because Poly's our home resort. So these are actually the like Loungefly Polynesian 50th anniversary ears that came out this year. They have the little like Poly 50th on there.
We were there the day after they dropped all the special like glassware and stuff in the gift shop, and it was all gone.
And I can show too. So one of the things we wanted to do as we were doing the resorts is I was trying to get all of the gingerbread pins. So I did end up getting all of those. So I'd gotten the one when we went out to Wilderness the night before. And so they have like, all of them have different like gingerbread houses. And they had quite a few of these this year. They had the Disneyland resorts, and then they also had Saratoga, which that was sold out. I don't know why they did Saratoga. I kind of was sad because I kind of wanted to get it since we stayed at Saratoga on this particular trip, but it was gone.
Well, and for those ancillary resorts, they didn't make many of them.
Yeah.
I mean, there's made a few of them, and they were gone.
But then the Polynesian one, they actually did not have.
Because the prior day,
they were sold out.
When all that merch was released, everybody bought these.
But I actually went on eBay, and I think I had to pay $24. They're normally $19.99.
Yeah.
So not that much more. Granted, we would have gotten our AP 20% discount. So we did that. And then they also, at the Polynesian that day, they were doing, what are these called? I forget what they're called.
They're some kind of bean.
They're nuts. They're
Nuts, yeah.
Makoa nuts or something. I don't know. I can't remember what they're called. But Wally got to make one of these, which was really fun. So they had like a whole station. They could pick their ribbon and they could pick the different like colors that they wanted to do. So we kind of did like a Christmassy colored necklace with the little like red flowers. So that was super, super fun. We did that. We had a very like leisurely like day into our Magic Kingdom day. And we I think if you go to the picture too, it'll show you what it's.
Yeah, we took a picture of what it was.
Yeah. And then we were like just relaxing at the Poly, and then all of a sudden we were like, oh my God, we got to get over to Magic Kingdom because we have a Jungle Cruise pass.
So we did do Genie
did Genie Plus on our Magic Kingdom day
Magic
too.
Kingdom Day as well. Yeah.
And we booked Jingle Cruise, which when I got on at like right at 7,
Yep.
We bought a lightning lane for Seven Dwarfs, and then there we go.
By the time we got around to Kukuai Nut Lay.
Yeah.
Kukui.
Yeah. Anyway, so
again, this is where my comment earlier was: if you can have 2 people on devices, you're going to end up with a little bit better times. It worked out fine for our schedule because we wanted to actually Jingle Cruise at noon or later. We weren't going to.
Well, we actually like waited. I had to like
you had to actually
keep
wait.
refreshing because it was giving me too early of times because I knew we were going to do this monorail time. But then our timing was like just a little off. I thought it was an hour later than it was, and so we like kind of had to rush from the Polynesian over to Magic Kingdom. But then we got to do Jingle Cruise, which was nice because the weather was like still decent, and it was rainy that morning. So it actually kind of was nice that we weren't in the parks like when it was super rainy. So we kind of got to avoid that and do the monorail, and then we were going to do the Grand Floridian, but we just ran out of time. So then we went into the park. We did Jingle Cruise. And then we got Dole Whips.
Have to.
And did the Tiki Room. And then what did we do? And I feel like we were kind of like, we were kind of pressing time. And then it was starting to rain. And then we had Peter Pan. So we did get a Peter Pan too. That was like the next one we hit. So after we had our we booked it. We booked Jingle Cruise, and that was well worth it. Oh my gosh, the line for Jingle Cruise was so long. Yeah. So if you're gonna get anything, like especially Christmas time, Jingle Cruise was the way to go. So we did that. The
nice thing about the Magic Kingdom that you're spread out.
There's just a lot more.
There's a lot more options to spread out the Genie.
So then we grabbed Peter Pan, which was again really nice because that's a super long line. And then it was like it was time for our Seven Dwarfs. But it went down. So
and we've done the individual lightning.
So then we got dwarfs. The come anytime thing for Seven Dwarfs.
But Mine Train was not down.
Not Mine Train. Big Thunder.
Big Thunder was not down.
So we decided let's just we'll go over to Big Thunder. We'll do that quick because we had dinner reservation at Be Our Guest. So we ran over, did Big Thunder, and then came back, and Seven Dwarfs was back up, and there was the threat of weather rolling in too because it was supposed to really start raining right around 6 o'clock. And so we're like, do we try and go do Seven Dwarfs quick because it's back up, and by the time we're done with dinner it might be rainy.
Or we'll be late to dinner.
We'll be late to dinner. So Mark went in and asked Be Our Guest, and I'm like, that's fine, go do it, and then come back.
Yep.
By the time we walked over, then it was down.
It was down again.
So we did dinner at Be Our Guest, which was nice. And it was a bucket list item I had to do with my mom. I'd always wanted to go there with her. It is very expensive for dinner, which we knew going into it. But the food was really, really good. I do wish they would do more with the Beast right now because he came out for a minute.
A hot second.
Walked through, stood there for maybe 3 seconds, and then would keep walking and then walk back 3 seconds and back in. So for as much as you're paying, I feel like
he didn't even stop long enough to take a selfie with him. Like
Yeah.
we tried to get a selfie with the Beast, and
It wasn't even long enough to
No.
do. So that was like kind of a complaint that I have of like, I feel like they could have done a better job with that. Like for as much as you're paying to be there, you should be able to like
take a selfie with the Beast.
Yeah, I
mean,
mean, and they do
staying-
that at the other
staying
character
distant.
dining, you know, and we've done Be Our Guest for dinner in the past when you could go up and meet the Beast. So that's like the only downside, I think, to Be Our Guest right now. It just felt like they could have done a better job with that. But we had a really nice dinner. And when we got done, Seven Dwarfs
Was still down.
was still down. So we did Haunted Mansion.
Yep.
And then we were going to go do Pirates, but then it was firework time because I forgot that like the fireworks were so early. They were at 8. So we didn't have a good viewing. And then Wally was like, I don't feel good. So we're like, okay, we'll leave. So we decided to leave. We went to guest services. We got our Seven Dwarfs refunded because
And that is the thing too. Like if you purchase a Lightning Lane and don't use it or can't use it, you can go to a guest service blue.
I mean, I think if you just like missed your time, I don't know what they would do to
Yeah, that's
accommodate
true.
you. But given that we like had a time and then
That
it
kept getting
went down
yeah.
and then like weather and then, you know, they did refund us and they didn't ask any question. It wasn't a big
it
deal.
was no big deal.
So then of course by the time we like refunded it, walked to the front of Main Street, then Wally's like, let's go ride Seven Dwarfs. I feel fine. So it was like
5-year-old.
yeah, and it was really starting to rain at that point too. Like it was really starting to get like misty and rainy.
Yeah.
So we just did a little shopping and then took some pictures and headed out. And by the time we left, it was pouring rain. I remember the Genie Plus had the filters in it. And since the first trip I went to Disney with my parents was during the 25th, we did go back and get a picture in front of the castle with the birthday cake filter on it. And we took another really cute one, but the really stupid thing about Genie Plus and the filters is unless you save it and download it to your phone, they're just gone.
So it doesn't automatically save. You take
And so
a
Mark
picture,
had taken it on my phone and then like handed it back to me.
Yep.
And I, turned my phone off and then I went like into the app.
Which the app resets every time you go into it.
And it was gone.
It doesn't automatically save it. So if you use one of those Genie Plus filters, make sure to hit the save button.
Yeah. So that was frustrating. So Genie Plus just kind of like burned us on this trip and just
I mean, it is horribly programmed. It is the cheapest, quickest program thing they could have pumped out.
And this is what frustrates me about Disney is just that like you have the money and the resources and the talent to do better. Yeah. And when it used to be free, it was a more stable, better program. And now you're charging people and you have no empathy and you didn't put in the time and effort that was needed to make it a quality product.
Yeah.
So that is my beef with Genie Plus.
On your levels of beef with things at Disney, is that above or below Skyliner's beef?
Oh, yeah.
We didn't do the Sky. We stayed away from that thing this time.
No, I don't know.
I think this is above. This is something that can be resolved.
Well, at least the Skyliner is free. Like you're not paying to ride the Skyliner, I mean. So yeah, I don't know. It was frustrating. It was not the experience we were. Now we went into Genie Plus knowing like, didn't have high expectations. And even with the problems we had the customer service side been better, had there been more empathy, even if it was still, I can't do anything for you. But if it was, gosh, I'm so sorry that's been your experience. I know how frustrating that can be. Empathy. I'm going to listen to you. I'm going to take your feedback, even if I don't care what your feedback is, and I'm not going to tell anybody about your feedback. I'm at least going to pretend like I care. I would have felt differently.
Yeah.
But that was not the experience.
Yeah.
So
Genie Plus worked out very well at Magic Kingdom. They have more rides.
yeah, no, I mean it's better. And I think if you were
Yeah.
doing a Magic Kingdom day and you got up at 7, you booked your first one, you went into the park right away, you paid for the Lightning Lane for Seven Dwarfs. I think that's the only Lightning Lane you can pay for in Magic Kingdom. And
Well,
you
yeah, 'cause
like
they
and you
mashed.
go. I think you could have easily gotten your value out of it. It was far less frustrating. And even I will say, if you want to have a more leisurely day like we had, and you just want to have like, Jungle Cruise is really important. And if I can get on, 3 or 4 other rides in the day, but I don't have to be into the park until noon, it is nice for that convenience as well.
Yeah.
So take that for what it's worth. And just be prepared to deal with.
Well, and again, if you're doing Gene Plus at Hollywood Studios, just know
you're probably not going to get a lot.
You're not getting a lot out of it. So just know that.
No.
And we
that
did, so
being said,
we did not do it at Epcot.
We didn't do it at Epcot
because I assume it would have been the same kind of dumpster fire as Hollywood Studios. So,
but I mean, that being said, I feel like we probably got our value out of it at Hollywood Studios. And we did get to do Slinky, Toy Story, Aliens, and Millennium Falcon.
Yep.
And we waited in line for Runaway. Had we been in the park right when it opened at 9, we maybe could have gotten in 1 or 2 more rides.
By waiting.
Yeah. Well, we might have been able to get in 1 more.
Because your Slinky was at 1 o'clock.
Well, the only thing about Slinky, though, was that we got on at 7:30. Had we gotten on at 7, we might have been able to get an earlier Slinky.
Yeah.
So, take it for what it's worth, but just, be prepared for frustrating things. And if you have dining booked, be very careful.
Because the system will not.
I mean, and what was frustrating to me is that it would be like, there's 11:30 available. Click. Do you want 11:30? Yes. Book it. Okay, you got 1 o'clock. I'm like,
do you want 11:30? Yeah, I want 11:30. Oh, 12:55 is what it is.
Yeah, that was like a little like.
Again, just
because I
lazy programming.
Like, I wouldn't have booked a 1 o'clock
lazy
because I knew I had dining.
And then the fact that you can't go into that reservation then and say, no, I want to change this time.
You can't modify your reservation.
You have to release it.
You have to release it and then hope you get something else. Yeah. So whatever.
Lazy programming.
So the next day then we had our Epcot day and we were like very on the fence about it because it was like super rainy and we had 2 days left on our trip and my parents had 1 day left on their park ticket and I was able to secure them a park reservation for Epcot the next day. So we had the choice.
Yeah.
So we were just trying to decide if we wanted to do Epcot on like a rainy day or if we wanted to try and go the next day. Like we were very like conflicted. And so we finally decided like, let's drive over to Grand Floridian because we didn't make it over there. Go see the Gingerbread House and then we'll go over to Epcot. We ended up just parking at Magic Kingdom at the TTC.
Yep.
And then riding the monorail from the TTC to Epcot.
Yep.
Which was great because Wally loves the monorail. And he was so excited because we got to see the like 50th golden monorail like 3 or 4 times in our like traversing of the monorail. So he was so excited. He's like really thrilled to get to see that. So that made it really fun. Finally made it into Epcot later in the day and it was pretty rainy. Like it was just like drizzly the entire time we were in Epcot, which was fine. We did, I think we really only did 1 ride.
I think so.
I think we went and did Living with the Land so we could see the Christmas lights. We took a bunch of fun pictures. Oh, and we did Spaceship Earth.
We did Spaceship Earth. That's right.
We did Spaceship Earth and then we did Living with the Land.
And we also did those fun.
Yeah, the Tiny World and the like super zoom pictures. We did both of those, which was nice because we've never caught those. So when we got into the park, it wasn't quite super rainy yet.
And all those I was surprised they were still out.
Mm-hmm.
I think this will work. Hopefully you guys will be able to see it.
Yeah, I think so.
So
you can see how like
you can see just
dark.
look at how dark and rainy it is. Yeah.
So it was fun. So then we did the 2 rides and then we originally had a Teapot Edu booked, but with the timing of the day, we ended up having to cancel that. And then we were going to do the creperie for dinner, and we ended up canceling that one too. So we just did like quick service. We went into Mexico, got quick service, did some of the different like festival holiday booths. And
of which, sad for me, they changed the recipe to the I love the at Mexico quick service margarita. Because there's never as big a line for it, and but they now have a corn liqueur in it, so I can't have it. I love this picture though. This
it's really fun. Yeah,
this is a fun
show
picture to have.
I did get
this is a super fun picture to have. I'm really happy we did that.
We went to the Italy pavilion, and I finally got my Italy ears. These were the ones I wanted so bad this summer, and they hadn't like released yet. So I was able to get my Italy ears, and I got Mark a Topolino fedora. So super cute. It's got like the leather band on it, and then it's got Mickey in his little like Riviera hat, his little fedora. And it says Topolino for Mickey. So that was really fun. That was an interesting experience, though. The service in the Italy pavilion, the lady that checked me out not once acknowledged my presence. Like, didn't, like, even acknowledge that I was there. Was chit-chatting with her friend on the other side of the register the whole time. And then when, like, the card reader didn't work, she was like, oh, sorry, like, to her friend. Like, sorry that I have to interrupt our conversation to help. So that was like, I mean, I didn't say anything, but I just was like, did that really happen? Like, just was one of those moments where I was like, what is going on? But whatever. So yeah, we just did like a slow tour around the World Showcase, and then we watched Harmonious from the in between the two shops in the
is that Port of Entry? Yeah. That's
Maybe
what
it
it
is
is.
Port of Entry. Yeah. They have disability viewing access over there, and so with the stroller pass, we ended up watching from over there, which was
hey,
nice.
Nicole, thanks for hopping on.
sit.
Thanks for the thumbs up.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
So that rounded out our park experience. And then the next day we just had like a super chill, like relaxed morning. We did actually end up getting a late checkout for our room at Saratoga, which like never happens with a DVC room, but we got a noon checkout. We had called the night before and just asked, and they're like, no, we don't have anything available, but we'll call you tomorrow if something opens. And so then I called in the morning and we got noon. So that was nice.
Yeah.
So we just like enjoyed our time, slowly checked out of the room, went down to Disney Springs and ate at the Boathouse, which is a place I've wanted to eat forever, but was waiting to go with my parents because on the very first trip that we went, we did a character breakfast at Fulton's, which is what used to be in the boat. So that was really fun.
You skipped. We went back to the.
Oh yeah, we did. After our Epcot night, our timing worked out.
And I do need to say the beacon of light that they put on Spaceship Earth.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Amazing, best thing they've ever done.
And just like all the changing lights and how it can do all the different patterns and stuff is like really, really
best
cool.
thing they've ever done. I mean, it ranks right up there with a lot of.
I feel like Epcot honestly came out better in the 50th than
the
Magic Kingdom did.
Yeah,
I don't know. Magic Kingdom just doesn't feel as magical as I wanted it to be for the 50th. And it didn't feel very Christmassy at all either. I think like not doing the dream lights was very disappointing. But we did make it back to the TTC in time that we walked over and did the Minnie's Christmas time fireworks from the Polynesian beach.
Yeah, so this was the last night. It was a party.
It was a party.
Yep, so it was like 11, 15 at night.
And it was cold and it was rainy. and if we'd gone to the party that night, it was a $250 party night.
Yeah.
Because it was the last one.
You can't even see some of those fireworks.
Yeah.
They're up in the clouds.
I'm glad we did not pay to
that.
do the Christmas party that night because it would have been really disappointing. But my parents sat inside with Wally and watched from Tambu Lounge. And we went out on the beach. Yeah. And it was like cozy and happy and nice. So it was a nice way to like end our Disney park time. And yeah, then we did Boathouse. with like awesome boat driver over from
not
Saratoga.
Boathouse, hun.
Or paddlefish, sorry. We did paddlefish. We had a really nice like boat driver from Saratoga. And then we did an amazing lunch at Paddlefish. Was so good. We got the crab fries. And I got the Lily's something. What's that called? I can't remember. Sea breeze or something. It was really good. In honor of Lily and Disney. It was like a really nice cocktail. So we enjoyed some time in Disney Springs. My mom and I had bought that was my mom's 25th anniversary sweatshirt that she wore. She wanted to like be able to do that. She actually got one of the lobster rolls, which I think they said they make 15 a day.
And that's it.
And so she was very excited.
So you have to go for lunch if you want to get them.
Yeah. And then we took a bunch of pictures out in front because we were trying to like replicate the photos that we took when I went there. So there's my like sulky 12-year-old slouchy pose. And I wore a ball cap like the entire trip when we came when I was in 5th grade. So you could like never see my face in pictures. So my mom's like, you got to wear the ball cap. So it was fun. It was like a fun, like full circle moment and a great way to end our trip.
You guys had your matching sweaters.
Yeah, we had gotten the sweaters and the ears. We'd ordered them from Shop Disney in like October. And like, thank goodness we did, because that's like the other thing that's really frustrating about going to Disney right now. There's no merchandise. Like everything is sold out because of all the supply chain issues. And so if you were going to go for Christmas and think you were going to get like cute Christmas ears or cute Christmas sweatshirt or spirit jersey
of Amazing, that was the day
this
dropped.
is the day, so the day we were there,
the day we were at Disney
50th
Springs.
iridescent spirit jersey dropped, which was like the one piece of 50th merch that I really wanted,
and especially given all the Shop Disney problems that occurred, I'm so thankful,
because this one has I don't know if you can see it, but on the back
it's got the Walt Disney World,
but it's got all the sequins.
This is done in sequins.
So the ones that people ordered online came in like the hard plastic. So I was glad I got it in the parks, and we got our 20% AP discount, which was nice because it is $118, $119. So very pricey. But I'm glad I got it. It was like the one 50th merch that I really liked. And it has the Walt Disney World 50 emblem here, which the ones online, it was like coming with the Mickey Mouse. So that was frustrating. As far as like what we bought on the trip, like I got those 2 ears. I got the Spirits jersey. I got the matching ears for this as well. And then really like our big souvenir from the trip was that Wally wanted to do the pressed pennies. And so we did get one of the pressed coin collection books. Russ had bought one of these for us very early on because we told him like we really wanted it. And when we were there in June, we couldn't find pressed penny books at all for anything. So we're like, if you see them, Russ, like just grab us one, we'll pay you back. So he had secured one for us, which was nice. We did see them while we were there. But it was a full penny book. So the ones over here were all from SeaWorld, actually. So we'll probably take those out and put more 50th in eventually. But he got quite a few. They're not all 50th, but he did get quite a few. Like I think this page is all 50th ones.
And the thing to know too that I learned on this trip is that usually the gift shop that's nearby the penny machine will have, so if for some reason the wrong one comes out or something happens,
or it's jammed or whatever,
or it's jammed. That we had that at the Contemporary where the 50th machine was jammed and the non 50th wasn't. So they let you exchange. So you have to give them a penny from one of their machines. And then they have all of them in the gift shop, and you can swap them out for other ones if the one you want is like not working. Or if you have a problem with it, if it fails.
And then the other thing Wally really wanted to collect while we were there was the gold medallions. So we got quite a few of those. There's still some that we're hoping to get. I want to go out to Fort Wilderness this summer so we can get that one. But he got quite a few of them. We did get the Poly and we got the Contemporary. And
same thing with these. So like and I was actually at the Poly and watched this go down and helped the family out. they're hitting the button and the kid gets excited and bam, smashes the wrong button. So
Yeah.
they had two of the same one, and the dad's losing his mind, and getting to that point where he's going to start yelling. I'm like, I went over to him like, hey, if you want to swap that one out, head in the gift shop. And on the way out, he was like, thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, so family crisis averted.
Yes.
But know that. I mean, I did not know that. We just happenstance upon that at the Contemporary when we were talking to them about the issue. And she's like, yeah, we have. And they have this whole neat like thing that holds all the coins.
Yeah.
It's like a tackle box.
Yep.
So
that's nice.
it's nice to
You
know.
can do
That's
that.
a fun fact.
Fun
fact.
And then the other big souvenir I got was like pins. So I got all of the monorail resort ones. So I got the Contemporary one. I really like the Contemporary one and the Poly. And then the Grand Floridian has Aurora in it. So I got all of those. Oh yeah. We wanna try and get, I don't know that we want all of the 50th gold medallions, but there's certain ones that we want just based on like characters that we like.
Because they're spendy.
They are spendy. Yeah.
They're spendy to get all those.
So we got the little like
That's our boat.
aqueduct.
No, they're amphicars.
Amphicars.
But, well,
It's called an amphiduct pin. It's
Yes.
confusing. So we got that because that was the color that we had, which is really cool. They do have like all the colors, except there was a couple that they didn't have. So
blue, I think.
I think like blue or I don't know.
Yeah.
But we had like the classic teal. And then I got the 30th anniversary Beauty and the Beast pin since we ate at Be Our Guest and we were there during the 30th. And like this is just a very special movie for me. When we went, my mom and dad have like really fond memories because we went to like this special theater because my dad was having surgery at the time, and then we walked out and it was like this huge blizzard and it was just like really magical. So and it was definitely one of my like favorite movies growing up, and Belle's my favorite princess. So
Cynthia, you weren't on at the beginning, but we talked about writing it. Well worth it.
it was
well worth it. They have a
awesome.
DVC and annual
Yeah.
pass discount. Sometimes they have other discounts floating around, so just take a moment to look for
And
discounts.
stay tuned because I'm going to try and get our last Christmas vlog out today. And then starting next week, we'll have all of our vacation vlogs coming. And we'll have a lot from
The
one of the
Amphicar was
So,
well worth it.
Yeah.
The day we did it, it was overcast and 80 degrees. You can't beat that. That last day we were at Disney Springs, it was sunny, but like 40 to 50 degrees, and that would have been way cold. I mean, everyone that I was yelling at off the paddlefish balcony, they were like, yeah, it's cold. But cloudy and 80 degrees is the perfect time to do that.
So other pins we got on this trip, they had 2 new windows of Main Street, and we don't have all of these, but we have certain ones. And they had the one for the Jungle Cruise, and then they had the one for Pirates, and they're just like classics. So I had to get those. I love these like little windows come down, and like this one has Sully's Safaris on it, and then this one has Existencio. Lyrics and librettas, musical quill. So they're really fun. I really like this series of pins. And then we got a Festival of the Holidays one with Olaf. Wally insisted he needed a test track one because he never got one the last time we were there, and it is a cool one.
Oh, we didn't actually ride test track this time.
we didn't make
we
it on
rode
it.
2 rides in Epcot.
Yeah. And then I got him some Pluto pins because Pluto's his favorite. And they had like a Pluto Chip and Dale one too, which is super cute. I had been wanting to get this one for a while because our dog is Bagheera and she looks like Bagheera and acts like a cat.
Mhm.
So I had to get that one. And then we got these 2 cool ones. I've never seen this one, and I think it's been around for a while, but it's the Walt Disney World Railroad pin. It's really cool. Our logo's kind of like that, but ours is actually off of the Carrollwood Pacific Railroad. And then they had the castle one that opens up, and it's got
I love that one.
Walt on the inside with it's kind of fun to do the impossible. I wonder what Walt would have thought about Genie Plus.
He would have said, if you're going to do that, guys, just go back to the ticket book system.
I don't know. I might be down for that. They should have actually designed it like that. They should have done like something that was like super fun and classic and would have been like, people would have been all over it.
Yeah.
But if you paid for a Genie Plus and then you got like a ticket book and you got like one e-ticket, like,
yeah,
I think people would have been all for that. That would have been really cool. Other things we got, we didn't get too much on this trip because mostly we did like the coins and we did some pins. Yeah. But Mark did pick up this patch set. It's super fun. So I think I'm going to try and put this on one of my jean jackets that I have. We did get the little card from when we ate it. Garden Grill. And then my mom and I picked this little outfit out for Wally because it's so cute. It's got Big Thunder. This is wild. And then it's the pants have the different, so it has the train, it has the Big Thunder train, and it has the Space Mountain car, and it has the raceway. What's that called? The Tomorrowland Speedway car on it. So it's cute. I couldn't resist it. That was really it. And then Wally did get a set of Lego figures. Oh gosh, it's all from the Lego store. So we did do the Lego store on our last day.
And they were out there with building your own minifigs. So
yeah.
I think it's
we
like
really like. I don't feel like we,
for that.
I mean, I got a couple ears and I got the spirit jersey, but we didn't go crazy on souvenirs on this trip. We bought a lot of like Christmas gifts for people. And then Cynthia, Daisy. I think that the McDonald's one, right? Because we did end up getting a Daisy. We actually got her in the airport at MCO on the way home while we got a Happy Meal.
Yeah, that's right.
And it had the McDonald's Daisy in it.
So thanks for,
which is crazy.
Yeah,
that they still had them.
Yeah, they were still
in
handing them
Orlando.
out.
But yeah, I think we have them all, which is awesome. Speaking of which,
thank you.
Yeah. The other thing we've been trying to get is the 50th Wishables. So I have 2 Wishables, and we're gonna open these up and see who we got. So we have Mickey and Minnie. Those were the like chaser ones that you could buy. And then we have Chip and Dale. We like amazingly got Chip and Dale. And we have Daisy. And so we really want Pluto. That's like the top one that we want. I ordered some more. Like this is our second batch of 2 that I've gotten off of Shop Disney because you can't get them in the parks. And so we have an extra Dale. Well, that's the only extra one that we have so far.
There's 2 more Dales in here.
I know. I'm hoping these are not it. Because the last batch we got was 2 Dales. We had Chip. We got 2 Dales. So you want to open one and I'll open one?
Okay, let's do it.
Okay. Let's see what we got. That one feels big. I'm
feels
hoping
big.
it's Pluto.
Oh, I see the color of the top.
Is it Pluto?
I see the color of the top.
Is it Pluto?
Woo!
I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, I wanted Pluto so bad. He's so cute. Oh, he's so happy we got Pluto.
That's why you had me open it first, didn't you?
Okay. This one feels like it could be like
another Chip.
Another
Chip. Dale.
It does. Let's see what it is. It's Donald. So now we have Donald and Daisy and Pluto. This is awesome. So the only one we don't have is Goofy.
Yep.
Now we got to decide if we want to try and get Goofy.
We might just bag it at this point.
We might just be done.
Yeah.
Because we've done pretty well so far.
Yeah.
I mean, we got Chip, Dale, Donald, Daisy, Mickey, Minnie, Pluto. Sorry, Goofy.
Sorry, Goofy. You missed the cut.
So I'm so happy with this.
Yeah.
This was a good batch. And it's okay that we got one duplicate on the last one because it was really nice that we got Chip and Dale. We had gotten Chip in one of the first bags that we got, and we didn't realize that because he's not even listed. Like it just shows Dale. And so we ended up getting a Chip. So
yeah, which is interesting. They must have different variations of these.
I guess. I don't remember that the bags are different. I mean, I think that it always has had Dale on it. I just don't think we realized that Chip was more exclusive than it was. I don't know. But I'm so excited.
Or maybe they have different. Because this doesn't have any.
The tags are so long. It's so dumb. I've been cutting them off. I don't know why they do that. It's weird. But I'm so
Yeah.
excited that we got Donald and Pluto. I was on the fence because we have a friend that wants Daisy. And so I was like, well, if we get Goofy and Pluto, I'll send you our Daisy and we'll be done. But now that we have Donald, I think we'll have to keep Daisy.
Sorry.
She is cute. But I'm just so excited we got Pluto. Wally's going to lose his mind.
He's gonna lose his mind.
When he sees someone got Pluto, he's gonna be so excited. So
That's a good idea. Put him on a tree. No ideas. No.
oh my
No
gosh.
ideas.
we have I still
No
haven't
more
taken our
trees.
Christmas trees down because
Well, we missed 2 weeks in December because we were gone. So
well, we missed like a full week of Christmas, and so
so-
like we've just been enjoying it.
Yeah.
And I think that's the plan for the rest of today, and then next weekend is to get trees down.
Yeah. Or maybe
We'll see.
Yeah.
We're not in any rush.
no.
So anyway, so
Need
stay
something
tuned.
to get through the doldrums of January.
Right.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for Disney vlogs. Those will
Yep,
be starting
those are
this
coming.
week.
You've got the pre-story now, so when you're watching those and you see various
that,
things,
yeah,
you know
yeah.
you're gonna be like,
We really don't like to be negative, and we try really hard not to be negative.
we're being truthful.
But I think that
we're being
like I
truthful.
think, as avid Disney
Yep.
goers, sometimes you just have to be honest about your experience.
And we have told people who are thinking this might be the time to go. We have
that
said
now is not the time to go.
I maybe wouldn't.
I just think that like it's not as magical as it has been. And if you're going on a once in a lifetime trip,
Yep.
I don't think I would go right
I would let
now.
the staff get a little bit more up to speed. So maybe
Well,
the earliest
staffing,
summer.
like getting merchandise back under control. Because it
Yep.
does, like, if you're going on this once in a lifetime trip and you want to get, a cute shirt and some ears and whatever, like, it's just like
Yeah.
the variety is not as good. I mean, I suppose like just regular, it's fine.
Yeah.
If you're going like during the holidays,
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, that's our
Yeah.
honest experience. And it was still magical, and it was still wonderful, and it was still Disney, and it was still great,
Mhm.
and we still had like magical moments sprinkled throughout, and overall we had a nice time.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, there's part of me that wishes maybe we hadn't done it, but I guess like we wanted to do the 50th
Yep.
with my parents, and it worked out to be able to do it during Christmas. But yeah, we have a trip planned for June. The plan is we will be going on the Wish, assuming cruise industry is
The Wish
still
gets
functioning.
done, it makes it.
There's a lot of variables
Yep.
in there, but that is the plan, is that we'll be on the second sailing of the Wish. And then we're going to do a little pre-post stay in the Orlando area. So we do have our flights booked.
Mhm.
We do have hotels booked. So I think we're going to do like 2 hotels before.
And Amy,
Right?
if you're
Or
here,
3
I owe
hotels.
you a message on Insta about what
Our
our plan is. So
official, yeah.
that's my reminder. Thank you.
Yeah, I think we've got 3 hotels booked prior to the cruise, and then 1 like extended stay after. We might change that to an Airbnb. Like, I don't know. We're still kind of fluctuating plans, but we did book to stay at Port Orleans.
Yep.
We were
For a
able
couple
to
nights.
get in on the deal, the discounts that they had, and we did 2 nights at Port Orleans. So I'm excited to stay there. It's been a long time since we've stayed
Mhm.
at a Disney resort that was not DVC. And it's been a really long time since we've been to Port Orleans.
Yep.
And I think they are our favorite moderate resorts. So we're at Riverside. I wish we had gotten French Quarter, but there wasn't any availability with the promo. So we're at Riverside, which is still great.
And the promo price was actually fairly decent.
It was decent. I mean, it's expensive to stay at Disney hotels now. But I think we got it for
Like $215 a night or something.
I think it was like $225 a night with like taxes and fees. Not bad.
And that's without
Um,
parking. You don't have to pay parking.
Yeah, but we're just gonna do 2 nights.
Yep.
So, and we're just gonna like enjoy the resort. So we're excited to do that, and then we'll do some park time.
Mhm.
Like I said, we might try and do something like Legoland.
And because of the cap on DVC borrowing, we have no points. So
Yeah, because
other than Port Orleans, we're gonna be staying off site.
they have a restriction in place where you can only borrow up to half of your points right now. So we're just gonna do 2 nights at Riverside, And then we have a couple different like Marriotts because we are going to go down and stay a couple nights in
Cape
Cape
Canaveral.
Canaveral as well. So it'll be fun.
Yeah.
It'll be good. And it'll be nice to be on a trip that's like very relaxed again. So that is our only real travel plans for the
At least
new
right
year
now.
so far.
Yep.
So expect, my hope is to get most of our Disney vlogs out the rest of this month. Might flex into February a little bit. And then we have some other fun little things planned, but I think we're kind of looking forward to just having like some downtime.
Yeah.
Some
Quiet time.
Yeah. Work on some projects at home and just be at home. So I don't really know what the plans are as far as like the channel goes and like if we'll do daily style vlogs again. We kind of experimented with that last year. I don't know if we'll do streaming. We've kind of talked about maybe doing the once a month on Sundays at 11 because it's kind of a break in the middle of the day when there aren't other
There aren't a lot of other
streams.
live streamers.
And 11 just works a little bit better for us. Tend to be slow going on Sunday mornings. So we'll see. So stay tuned. If you have any thoughts around that or, you'd like to see anything, let us know.
This was good. This was a good time. I think
It was-
this worked out. Thank you all for
hanging
out. I know we've gone on
listening
for
to our
a
epic saga.
long time here, but
Yeah.
we appreciate you being here with us and everyone on Team Replay. You have anything else?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, if you're new here watching this on Team Replay, hit that subscribe button and bell icon to be notified next time we go live. And on your way out, everyone hit that like button. That helps us out. This is a wonderful world of Walter.
Who's not with us right now, but
Yeah.
it's kind of nice to have a quiet stream without him.
We'll do another one with Wally.
We'll
and
have
you can
another Wally stream.
hear about
soon.
all of his pennies.
We
and the
love you
trains.
guys just the way you are.
Bye.